Mr. Collis Hazel, ACP Collis Hazel, and of course we are here to speak Belmanna Riot. But before that, he has something to boast about. He say he licked them up with no long sauce with the culinary showdown, should we call it that, at the Heritage, and last night you won three. You got three positions. Let's tell boast as to your success in the Heritage thus far.
Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Brother B. Good morning, Mr. Cox. It's always a delightful moment to be in the company of Rise and Shine.
Yes,
beautiful program.
Yes.
So it's Heritage Festival, and of course, Roxborough is always on the calendar. Like anything else, the Roxborough Police Youth Club has been a very vibrant organization participating in many of these programs, and we continue to rise and shine. Yeah, so thus far, we have participated in the Heritage Food Fair, and of course, the result says it all. You know, no long sauce. We did it in terms of running away with one of the best prizes and coming second in the crab and dumpling. Last night we participated in the folk fair, and we came third in the drumming competition, and of course we came third again in the African influenced dances with Miss Karen Berkeley and Quentin Wilson as our artistic director. Of course, we continue to participate. We are putting out a contestant in the Miss Tobago personality competition in the Heritage. So Roxborough is well and live on the Heritage. Roxborough Police Youth Club is putting our representation of our culture on the map, representing Roxborough in every way.
And I noticed even last night at Folk Fiesta, you all also participated in the folk ballet.
Yes.
And what was interesting, and as we starting on this achievement phase, persons actually, so I saw a few persons last night, and I was like, I said, who are you here to support? And they were proud to say Roxborough. And I think apart from the actual performers or the producers of the Belmanna Riot, which we will get into shortly, there's a camaraderie around amongst Roxborough that people may not know about. Let's take a few minutes just to tell us about what about Roxborough in particular generates this sort of camaraderie, Mr. Hazel.
Okay, well, the idea is that group life brings out that whole idea of that camaraderie and that togetherness in terms of the participation, not forgetting that our united effort, we do have our own transport, so we bring in people to support in terms of whatever we're doing, and you know, getting the parents are involved. You know, our Police Youth Club have a parent body that supports the children, and of course Roxborough has this embracing opportunity where we allow other persons from Tobago to participate, to come into Roxborough. Because I sometimes would tell people that, here what? Why we talk Roxborough Police Youth Club, Brother B and Mr. Cox, we are members from Plymouth.
Exactly, okay.
Of course, so it gives that idea that if you see something good and you want to join, you join. Exactly. We're free too. So that brings that love and togetherness from people all over Tobago coming into Roxborough, and the calories is well mixed up.
All right, let's get into the 28th of July, which is Roxborough's contribution, newly joined in terms of what I enjoyed last year was the engagement. I'll tell you, I'll give you quickly, and I'll get to what the plans are for this year's presentation. The most dramatic scene was at the old prison, the old police station. When the rain came down and the rioters who came to deal with Belmanna and didn't get him, and the battle that ensued, I hope you all have that to promote all of a sudden, because that for me was the most dramatic scene. Collis Hazel, congratulations with you and the team that put together. So let's start from the beginning of the junction as to the procession leading into the cane field, and from there up the hill and so on. Let's walk it through.
So Belmanna is on the 28th. Belmanna Riot is on the 28th, and Brother B and Mr. Cox, I want to say to Tobago, this year, Belmanna Riot is going to be an exciting event that all must come to see. Now, like anything else, the idea of utilizing Belmanna Riot as now a street theater and not a stage show has brought a sort of enthusiasm and lightness for the production that we have seen in the past. So under the direct, the leadership of Miss Deanna Riley, who for years have been doing this production. Of course, Deanna brought this in a stage production. And then I give credit where credit is due. Gilbert Happy O'Connor believed somewhere all along the line and registered in my head, Collis, we can do this thing on a stage, take it off stage and use it on a street theater, because Roxborough had the estate, it had everything, that the relics were remaining there all the time, and Happy always believed in that way, and he continued to push me in that, and give credit to Annette Alfred. You know, she's a cultural icon. We can't get rid of, we give people the blessing.
Exactly.
Annette would have been pushing all the while, Collis, Shaville nicer, but I like the Belmanna thing. And Annette fought all her way in order for us to make sure that Belmanna got on that heritage calendar. So with the, of course, the educational acumen of Deanna Riley in terms of putting her team, creating the script, putting that script together and making the production come alive. She has her team, her full cast. We are going to start at the junction of the Cameron Canal Road, there where, of course, the rioters will assemble and stuff like that. And then we're going to do some trek through the different parts on the estate, where we have brought our own Roxborough-born boy, Eric Powder, is going to be there, who is going to take you to the trek.
Right.
And give people an opportunity during the morning, part of it, to look at some of the areas that were significant on this 1876 plantation that is still alive. So we are going to now take you, for the first time, we are going to be laying a commemorative headstone on the site to commemorate Mary Jane and Belmanna and many of the rioters who were involved in that. So you'll have an opportunity to come and be part of that. It's like you're coming by the funeral, you're going by the graveside and look at Belmanna tomb. Right? You know? So we will have that. Then we're going to take you to 100 Windows House. You know, we have 100 windows. Plenty people don't know about that up there. We have 100 windows plantation house where the white man used to live in. Right. You know, it's still standing there strong. So we're going to take you up there, and you're going to see that plantation house. It's well labeled and stuff like that. We get an idea to look at the estate. URP is now working on the estate there, so you would see the estate in full-grown production taking place there. We are going to be planting up some sugar cane, because in the time it was sugar cane that was flourishing on that estate where where there was the revolt over. And of course, we're going to take you to your famous place. We're going up Barracks Hill, and we're going by the police station. We're going to have a view of it. But this year, significantly, the police service has launched its museum in Trinidad. So we will be bringing the full police museum to Tobago, and they would be on the Roxborough estate. So you will have an opportunity to now see the diary. And strange enough, Brother B, I was so happy when the curator told me that, you know what we found? We got a diary of Roxborough Police Station. Wow. In the museum. So you will get an opportunity. You can't touch it up plenty because in pieces I want to tell you, But we have a diary, and I was able to identify some persons. Well, them times the no sort of crime, you know. Basically, what you saw an entry in the diary where a gentleman who took the keys, came to collect the keys from, as he was the, I guess he was the messenger at the Inland Revenue Office. And he came to collect the keys, and an entry where he came to return the keys. Them days was no crime. Well, people storing keys and, you know, up and down the place. So we have all of that in the museum, you would see.
Mr. Hazel, now, naturally, this is an exciting event. And just based on your reviews last year, persons are already anxious for the 28th to experience this. But for persons who are in it for the first time, who didn't attend last year, or haven't ever seen the presentation, what happens in between these stops? Explain what exactly happens. Because, I mean, persons would naturally want to enjoy the traverse throughout Roxborough. But feel free to share exactly what would be happening in between the stops.
So, of course, during the stops in the journey, you are going to have the reenactment. The story is going to unfold. And, of course, me and telling you all of the story, you have to come to see it.
Right.
So that at the end of the day, the story is going to be unfold. Of course, you will see an opportunity where the fire, real fire, is going to take place where they burn down the sugar estate, because the workers they were annoyed. Remember, this is something that has happened on the 1st of May in 1876, where Roxborough was one of the largest sugar estates
on Tobago.
in Tobago. And history was created when the rioters at this point in time broke out the riot on the plantation. The estate laborers rioted over the treatment that was meted out by the white plantation owners. And so these people were promised that after emancipation, there was a shortage of labor on the estate. And so Africans were brought from Barbados to Tobago to replenish the labor estate. So there was
Tipigi.
So that's right. So all those persons who were brought there from Barbados, they came with a level of expectation that was going to happen, and they were promised better working condition, better wages, better medical care, and that did not happen. Instead, workers were faced with low wages and something called the truck system. High cost of medical care, and all of this were taking place on the estate. So obviously there was a revolt. And of course you would see where the sugar, the estate, the workers revolted on that. They burned down the sugar house. You're going to see an opportunity of the fire taking place there, and they're going to be rioting for better, asking, typically making a noise, asking for better working conditions and stuff like that taking place. Well, throwing out that we go checking so that you get an opportunity of all, you know, on the plantation, the slave workers would have created their own songs and dance, and that is how you get the jig, and they mimic their own thing to mimic the slave masters. So that is where they created the jig, and they had a song out. So you will see all of that taking place.
And patrons have the opportunity to...
And patrons have the opportunity to participate, learn. This is what we used to do.
Yeah.
This is you being a part of the street theater, taking you through the steps, going through the estate, stopping by the copper house, where the cocoa would have been processed and stuff like that. You have an opportunity to see the museum there. Then we go to the truck house that is on there, where you will have things to eat and drink and so forth as you pass and enjoy. And then we make the trek.
Up the hill.
We up the hill, and Roxborough is so well covered, we are not bugging no traffic.
Exactly.
Up the hill in the back there,
right,
and we go up to the station.
I want to come up, so we got that clear. The trial for not Belmanna, it's the guy, what's his name?
The trial for
it's not Tipigi, the guy, the name's the
Sammy Small.
Sammy Small. The trial for Sammy Small. Last year was a bit taken aback when who was the judge did not bring it at all. We hardly heard what she said, and somebody obviously for.
So there's a new judge, a big surprise judge for you.
Very good. I suspect you would play the judge. Because we need so much care. Because that was one of my letdown. Because I felt that we built up with all the energy leading up, but the trial needed some professionalism.
Yes.
So I would expect that will be taken care of. And
there's a surprise judge for Tobago.
Right.
So there's a new judge, and when you see the judge come out in red gown, bad decision.
It's going to take place in the same spot.
It is going to take place in the same spot. We will come down from the station and go down to the courtyard where the courthouse is. And this year we having an opportunity to tour the whole courthouse. Go inside there and see what the courthouse look like. Look at the Inland Revenue next there. And you tour and see it, get a feeling of what being in the courthouse, go in the dock and feel how it feel inside there to talk before the judge.
Very good.
But Brother B spoke to that particular part of the entire production. What is the situation right now with casting and the members' preparations? I mean, naturally, with all this excitement, there's a certain level of commitment throughout the days leading up to the 28th. How things going?
Of course, it is going like anything else. Production is taking place. The casting has gone, and we continue to practice now heavily. And that rests with Miss Diana Riley and her team outside there, who is producing the show night after night in order to ensure that things get on the way. Together with the Heritage Festival Committee, organizing committee at the Roxborough Police Youth Club, we are just putting the nuts and bolts together to make sure that everything goes smoothly and people have an opportunity to be there and enjoy. But outside of that, I think this year, what we are going to do that the people need to, the production does not end at the courtyard.
Okay.
So there is going to be the jubilation parade that takes you back to the estate.
Okay. All right. So you're going down to the.
So we go back down to on the Windward Main Road, Roxborough, just down by the
entrance.
Entrance to Sidgray, and we get back into the estate, and we are organizing a nice spot there, thanks to the Division of Infrastructure and Public Utilities there, helping us to organize an area right in front of, just before Roxborough Sec there, where we will have, you have the day between Roxborough and the night in Roxborough, Belmanna.
Wow. What times we looking at in terms of
so we're looking at start time to have a cultural show there into the jubilation celebration, where you will get rhythm and steel and dances and so forth and jubilation. That of course Belmanna was this bad police, bad corporal. We get rid of Belmanna, so we have to celebrate.
Exactly. All right.
No, but just for clarity, what time the entire production starts?
So the entire production starts at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Take you to the trek. The 1 o'clock about there, we go start the street theater, and then from the street theater we go right into the whole idea. And at 5 we do the
production.
Where it's best advised to park. And
well, that's what I was coming with. That whole question of parking, clearly, you need to make.
No. So that's why we have everything to take everybody.
All right.
Roxborough Secondary School, hard court, will accommodate parking, and of course, parking is going to be accommodated at the Sidgray complex, and parking also is available on the Renaissance Park in front of the Renaissance Housing Development. So we have lots of parking to take up everybody in the day, and of course the police would be there in order. There will be some traffic diversion, because when the production starts, that area is going to, when we are at in the courthouse scene, there's going to be a rediversion of traffic to go back on the gas station road, go on police station from the gas station, go up the hill and move on, because the road is going to be closed from the gas station onto the complex to allow the procession that takes place in the for the courthouse scene. So there's going to be some
excellent
some
adjustment there.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Hazel, I think we got everything. But at the end of the day, and you know, you really have to commend yourself and all of the team. Happy Gilbert O'Connor, Riley, who you know, I had the privilege of working with Gilbert O'Connor and Riley some years ago, and I know that they're in good hands. They did a fantastic job. You all did a fantastic job last year, and we congratulate you again. Looking forward to it. Meals for the vendors would be about. Obviously, you mentioned that you can stop at the for your things that you want. Just speak to us about food availability.
Of course. So you're coming to Roxborough with no long sauce.
Right.
No long sauce come there, and you know, at the end of the day, we there to have the crew would be on site to ensure that you have, of course, delicacies of African fooding. So you come here last week, we didn't have enough concomte to feed the people in Folk Face then. So we don't make no mistake this time. So come and know how, come there and get your concomte.
But just in case people hear this for the first time, concomte is cassava cuckoo.
That's right.
Yes. So
yes.
For those of you who don't know,
you have to know them things. We ain't coming here and not ask for no cassava cuckoo. It's concomte. We're talking about.
All right. Yes. Mr. Hazel, I think the excitement, I think we are all, wherever you are in the world, you need to make your way here to experience the Belmanna Riots on the 28th of July, the Roxborough Presentation of the Heritage Festival.